And it's a real hands-on approach, as you can see today. Under his direction, we've really been focused on children's health and education and making a difference in their lives and the livelihoods by what we're doing with school charities, community organizations, and really focusing on STEAM education. So welcome, Gregory.
On YouTube, where these kids are, I could go on for hours talking about this, where we see kids who are creating on their own, who are amassing an audience, and even making some money for them. I also want to thank all of our partners for being here and sharing this time with us. All the children. I have to say one more thing. It's amazing in a rich country like ours, and I'm sure you guys hear this every day, and I deal with people who are so well-to-do in all of our communities, that we have children that are still in need, in these communities, and that we still can't figure out, with all the intelligence in the United States, how to help our own children. Anyway, I don't want to be a preacher here, so I'm quite inspired by it. I want to turn to the kids a little bit and tell my personal story. Yesterday, I had a chance to talk about my children, and maybe I share a little bit of a story about me. I studied biology. I graduated in 1986, so you guys can figure out, my age. And back then, there were, I was kind of a nerd. I was a nerd, and my father was a nerd. I was a nerd. I didn't really know anything else. I didn't know anything about business. I had zero relatives who could teach me anything about business. Knew nothing about business. So I just knew that I'm supposed to study and do a good job there. But it turned out that I was not that good of a student, and I was in research labs, sequencing DNA and doing all kinds of things that were, at the time, at the inflection point. I didn't know this. It was part of history where people were starting to sequence the gene, and human genome was being sequenced. And I did a lot of that sequencing. But my professors came and told me that, Greg, let me tell you something. Said, I don't think you're going to win the Nobel Prize. And I was just crushed. Because that's all I knew how to do. And they told me that, like, the thing that I was trying to do, I was not good at. And so I was crushed. My life came to an end, and I probably didn't eat for days. And I was thinking, what am I going to do with my life? Like, I have no meaning in life. My father, I don't know what to tell my dad. I don't know what to tell my mom. What am I going to do? But they did say something which I totally ignored. They said, look, you're really good at making friends. So we think you can do something with that. We don't know what it is, but you think you can do something. So, with a lot of luck, I made the best of what I had. But I learned so much from my STEAM education. I learned how to think scientifically, how to ask questions. Even though I wasn't the best scientist, I learned the basic tools to live a life in the way that I want to live. I want to understand the problem before I start answering the problem. I also know that big problems are hard to solve. So problems like cancer, AIDS, are not problems that one scientist can solve themselves. It involves a whole community. It requires you to work with other people. And I think that you saw it in many of the cases that you guys presented, which was you went to universities and borrowed code because you didn't know how to write the code yourself. If you think about that concept, you could really, in today's world, how the world has changed, right? You could go out and ask, look, I need some help. I don't know how to do all of this, but if somebody can help me with this part, I could put it all together because I have a purpose for doing this. And that's a big idea. That's a big idea. And so you can go out and ask for help. And I that you could put things together, you could solve your problems. I learned to do that. Even though I wasn't the smartest biologist, molecular biologist, I could ask for help. Look, I can ask and put together teams and get them to work on things and make sure that we're focused on the right things. So anyway, that's a little bit of my personal story, that the STEAM education has helped me a lot in solving my own problems and how I think about things. And I really believe that you all, if you continue to be inspired by what you've done this week and you continue to work really hard, that you'll be very, very successful. I've told you about what Samsung is doing. I would like you all, the kids that are participating in this room and this week in this contest, that you make a promise. And one is that you continue education, that you go to college and then you work really hard, because it's not all going to be easy, but you get a great education, because great education results in a much better life. Okay, that's number one. I want you to do that. And even if you run into troubles, and even if you don't have enough money, you ask for help. You ask people, and not everybody's going to say yes, but there'll be somebody out there who, if you don't give up, they'll say yes. Okay, so I want you to get a great education, STEAM education. And number two, and this is something that I'm really proud of, because if you do that, you'll all be very successful. I want you to continue giving back. I want you to continue to help other people, because it's not good enough to be smart and be competitive and be really good at what you do. You always want to do good things for society. You always want to do good things for others, because if you always remember that, we will have a better society. Well, congratulations, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Gregory. I think some really inspiring words for just today and thinking about the projects that we'll be sharing, but also, what we do after today, right? After the luncheon is over and we go home and we think about all the important things that are really important that happen in DC, but locally in your communities and all around the world. So at this time, I'd like to share with you a video of one of our past Solve for Tomorrow winners. They were actually a 2016 Solve for Tomorrow national winner. They took full advantage of the program in both, similar to you, in going through the school year, learning about their communities and STEAM, and they have been able to take this contest forward even after the contest ended. So I'd like to share a quick video, and so please turn your attention to the screens.
The reason why I love music is because you kind of explain yourself through your songs. People like me, we don't really get that much attention from other students or kids or even adults even. I like the bass because of its deep tone. It's very, very strong and powerful, and it's kind of like me. I do wish that I had a prosthetic that would let me do a whole lot of different things, like playing my bass and my keyboard and helping me do a whole lot of other things that I haven't tried yet.
My class is titled Engineering Our World, so we solve real-world problems. We did a lot of research, and one of the biggest problems we have in our community right now is being able to find low-cost, quality, affordable prosthetics. So that's why we decided to apply for the Samsung Solve for Tomorrow and change that world. We were introduced to a local veteran by the name of Kyle.
We all just sat there and listened to him, and I was just like, wow, we really need to help him. So we just got to work.
We design all of our pieces as 3D models on the computer, and we make the 3 different components separately, and then we print them.
Because we were middle schoolers and think that we're young and that we're incapable of doing things, we thought, hey, let's just prove the world wrong.
Winning the Samsung Solve for Tomorrow challenge was amazing. There's people who have heard about us and want us to help, so now we've just got to get on it and start helping more and more people.
I have seen what they have done, and I've just been very proud of my friends.
Since we helped Kyle, we thought we can help someone who goes to their school every day. Right now, we're actually in the design process, and we have a lot of work to do.
With the arm, we have to worry about a whole bunch of other things. There's a lot more that goes into making an arm than a leg.
We're up to the challenge, and we're gonna make her a perfect prosthetic.
One thing I think that Solve for Tomorrow did for them is it gave them that confidence to succeed. A lot of times they'd say, are you sure we can do this? I'm like, I know you can do it. I've seen you do incredible things.
I've sort of imagined that kind of moment where it's like, it'll be so amazing, like something out of like a storybook. And I'm just very, very happy for having such good friends as them.
We started out helping one person, but it then gave us the opportunity to help many. I know that the world's going to be a safer place, and the world's going to be a better place because of all of them.
That was Horizon Middle School from Colorado. You know, there's probably no area in education that Samsung feels more strongly about than STEAM education. It's has been our enduring commitment over the years to ensure that today's students and the students of tomorrow find interest in these subjects in education, both on a local but also a global level. You know, back in 2010 when we first started this contest, we tried to accomplish multiple goals, but along 3 issues. The first is the gap in technology in certain classrooms around the country, the importance of STEM education or STEAM education, and really finding a way to engage the community. We know that the students today are empowered and they feel it's their obligation to give back to the world. So we want to channel that energy into a program. So we built Samsung Solve for Tomorrow, which is a nationwide contest that invites students and schools from grades 6 through 12 to really come up with an idea on their own, and that we would be the mechanism and the platform by which they can solve problems in their communities using STEM. This past year, as many of you know who have, especially those who have been in at our luncheon in the past, that this year we evolved the program from STEM to STEAM education. We thought that was important to include the importance of creativity that actually the students were already doing. The schools were already being so creative and so imaginative. But we know that creative thinking and critical thinking are really the 2 unlocks to innovation and really reinventing that future. So we really want to celebrate really what was already in our programs by really talking about our commitment to STEAM. So the students here, the schools here, the teachers, I say students, but I know the teachers, the parents, the administrators have all been part of this journey since the beginning of the academic school year, have been through a lot. They went from first submitting their contest idea to being one of the 255 state finalists to state finalists, there were 51 of them, then being the 10 national finalists, of whom are all here today. So it's been quite a journey. It's been many, many months of hard work and commitment. And today, for the first time ever, we're going to announce live the community choice winner and the 3 national winners. I should say as one point, what the students and the schools will win as a result of winning and being part of the contest. So, you know, the way we set up our contest, it's not a winner-take-all, because we think it's important that as a tech company that we are able to have a wide footprint and make an impact in the ways that we think we can. So every school here, whether or not, you know, for having been a national finalist, will win over $50,000 of technology for their school. The winners, the 3 national winners, will get over $150,000 for that school, their schools. We think it's important to empower the schools with a suite of technology that Samsung can provide, because it's not just the technology, it's what technology can do. Technology gives access and opportunities in this new paradigm, in this world today, that not many other things can do. It's not just about having a keyboard in your hand or, you know, getting connected to the internet. It's really what you do, what you can unleash once you have that access. You know, Gregory talked a bit earlier about just the power that you have inside you as students, but really that access and opportunity is just boundless. And so by giving technology to the schools as part of the winning prize of the program, it's really so that we can help empower you be even greater than you already are. We know you have that in you, and this is our way to express and to share with you what you can do for your school and for the other classmates that are coming up. You know, I've personally, as leading the corporate citizenship team, been able to be on this journey with you along the way, starting from the initial entries that you submitted. And I have to say on behalf of my team that we're so amazed at the breadth and the depth of the challenges that you are able to identify, brainstorm on, and try and solve for. Every year we're just really humbled by the innovation, the insight, and the care that you express. From the issues of public safety, homelessness, agriculture, disaster preparedness, and the list goes on and on. You have shown such ingenuity and brilliance in how you approach the topics and really how you integrated STEAM education. So I just want to take a moment, and I'm going to go unscripted for a second, because I want you to know how proud we are of you in the journey that you've taken with us and how humbled we are that you are here today. So I just want to give you guys all a round of applause just for that. So the top 10 schools are here today, so I'd like to invite my co-host Megan onto the stage so we can give you a quick overview of the 10 schools that are here with us.
Thank you. All right, so first we have, and we'll have everyone stay seated for now, but we'd love just wave so we can see where you are, and then when we finish, we'll show a quick video so everyone really understands the work that these students have done. So first, we'd like to introduce the students at BB Junior High Engineering Program from Arkansas. They designed and built a robotic car seat to alert adults when children are left in hot cars. So guys, can you wave for us? Okay. Wonderful.
We then have students at Snowflake Unified School District in Arizona who created a low-cost wildlife detection system to alert drivers of animal crossing the roads to mitigate accidents.
Wonderful. Next, we have the students at Gulfport High School in Mississippi. They created a vending machine to supply free hygiene products to homeless students. Guys? Thanks.
We next have Gering High School. The students at Gering High School in Nebraska developed a drone-powered spraying system to target weeds and use fewer chemicals on crops.
Next, we have the students at Pinkerton Academy from New Hampshire. They created an app that helps LGBT youth who are bullied in school get the support anonymously that they may need. You guys.
Students at John P. Holland Charter School in New Jersey created a safety app for students walking to school in high-risk crime areas to track their route and call for help if they need it.
Wonderful. Students at the Secondary School for Journalism in New York created an app that helps fellow students in need get an after-school meal from local restaurants that might have otherwise gone to waste.
Students at Ross High School in Ohio created an emergency notification app to detect and alert faculty and first responders of any suspicious activity at their schools, such as an active shooter situation.
Students at Crownover Middle School from Texas built a temporary natural disaster relief housing for those in need. For you guys. Yep.
And then finally, last but not least, Pineville Middle School from West Virginia. They designed a website to connect students in need with donated food, clothing, and other living essentials.
Right. And so before we show you the really exciting video that gives you a little bit more of an overview of the amazing work that these students have done, we have the honor of introducing Congressman Pascrell. And so we wanted to take a moment while we are in the process of celebrating these kids. We at Samsung are also celebrating several members of Congress for all the incredible work that they are doing to champion STEAM and STEAM education. We are really excited to have our home state congressman here with us today. And interesting, he is an educator, so has a real passion for this from both high school and university level. So this is not just lip service. He understands what needs to be done and is getting that done. We have seen over the past couple years some amazing grants that you have pushed through, $2 million to grants looking at Hispanic serving institutions around STEM programs. And then a few years ago, spearheaded another $1.5 million from the National Science Foundation right back into the home state of New Jersey. So we are really excited that we're able to honor you here today. So I welcome you to the stage for a few moments.
who taught me very early in life to be a bridge builder. My parents never graduated grammar school. I was the first person in my family to graduate grammar school. And while the nuns didn't have very much hope for me, I went to high school, graduated high school, and then I became the hero in my neighborhood for graduating high school and being able to put a few bucks together with the help of my parents and jobs that I had to go to college. Well, my parents taught me, and I tell you that if we get really immersed in STEM, we'll be bridge builders through the sciences. And there is hope for the sciences. We went through a period of doubt about science. Well, we went through periods of doubt about the Bible, so what are we worried about here? We will get through this. We will get through this. We are bigger than the problems that we face. So thank you for inviting me here. I want to congratulate the John Holland Charter School from my hometown of Paterson, New Jersey. Where are you? Okay, Paterson, New Jersey. I'm very proud of each and every one of you. I read of your scientific endeavor. You are pioneers. I always wanted to meet pioneers. You have made a path and to help your fellow students feel comfortable on the way to school and back. Say, what's the big deal? That is a big deal. I've lived there all my life, so I know what a big deal it is. And John Holland's a very interesting person, not only in the history of Paterson, New Jersey, but I took a trip to Ireland, to Limerick Island, where he came from. They have a statue of him there because of his invention of the submarine. He worked. Here's a little immigrant from Ireland, comes here to the United States and works on the first submarine. A replica, and actually the real submarine, is at the museum in Paterson, New Jersey. It used to be on the campus of JFK High School. Then they moved it. You created an app to track down, or to track students walking to and from the school to make sure they're safe. It alerts the school, alerts the local police if the student isn't reaching the destiny, and allows students to alert the police in an emergency. Very impressive. And I hope I can get the opportunity to learn more about your important work. I want to thank Mr. Lee. And it's easy to thank Mr. Lee because you're located in my district in New Jersey. Over 1,000 workers, employees, in the Richfield Park facility, which I know exactly where it is. This is a great competition. You have spearheaded this competition, and you have encouraged STEM education across the country, not just in New Jersey. You're an important part of our community in North Jersey, investing in cutting-edge technology and jobs for the future. You have exhibited the kind of corporate citizenship we need more of, and helps to build a strong bond between the United States and Korea. Now, in my old district, the 8th Congressional District, there are very few Koreans. We have tried to help the 20 years I've been in the Congress of the United States. People who put their lives on the line love America also, and are here, and are citizens. And I've given so much to our country. So John Holland designed the first submarine. Imagine somebody from Paterson, New Jersey, I mean, we don't have an ocean. We have the Passaic River, which up until recently, when you caught a fish, it would illuminate. Besides being an engineer, he was also a teacher in Paterson, New Jersey. As a former educator myself, I understand the importance of getting kids involved and interested in science and math very, very early. From an economic side, the number of unfilled STEM vacancies is higher than the number of qualified So we got to know what our path is, and I feel very strongly about the vocational and technical schools in this country and the community colleges. They can be the pioneer institutions as we move deeply into the 21st century, if we're smart about it. In fact, I personally believe that everybody goes to a four-year school should go to a community college first. That's my thoughts. And if we can make it free, that's wonderful, but not everything is free. So, in the next 2 decades, 80% of the jobs will require technical skills, and STEM jobs are growing twice the rate of other jobs. You have a gold mine here. Many people don't even know it. Many members of Congress don't either, even though we're the smartest people in the world to listen to us. So STEM education is a smart investment, but we haven't always made the investment at the federal level. So right now, women are not entering STEM fields at the rate that men are. And some of that is because of hostile climates and discrimination outright. We haven't invested like we need to in Hispanic serving institutions. And I've taken a particular interest in that, where language many times is a barrier. In science, that's a horror to some folks to look at in the distance. They're underrepresented in the STEM fields. I co-sponsored the HOPES Act, which would establish a grant program and a National Science Foundation to support STEM education at Hispanic serving institutions. And every year I request funding for developing the HSI STEM and Articulation Program grants. We requested $100 million in the budget for this purpose. That is a lot of money. And at a time when we're trying to tighten our belts, but we many times tighten the belts with the wrong things. What's the first thing that gets cut when a school budget has to get cut? First, it's the library, then it's the arts programs, and then it's the sports programs. And you know, that's a sad thing, because that means we're going to lose time when time is against us. I'll also co-sponsor the STEM Booster Act, which would create grants for access opportunities for women in STEM fields, as well as underrepresented minorities and students from financially disadvantaged backgrounds. I'm doing what I can to support the work that you do every day in our communities. I know the students here today have a bright future, not because of what I say, but because of investments made by companies like Samsung. Federal grants from the Department of Education, we cannot accept any cutting of those programs, and I will fight to my last breath to reserve them and preserve them. Family and community support and the student's own ingenuity. That's what we're counting on most, let's face it. So let's continue working together to improve the prospects for all students from every walk of life to participate in STEM learning and meet the needs of the jobs tomorrow. In conclusion, let me say this. Today was a particularly horrible day in terms of schedules. But I had to come here today to re-emphasize, because talk is cheap, of how important your work is. Thank you, Mr. Lee. And thank all of you for having confidence in this program. And when things look bad, when things are not looking up, blame yourself. Because we each have a responsibility to do this. Every individual, to make this a reality. Look at these young people out here. Who says America should not be hopeful? This is a great country. Our young people will make it greater. This is a great country, and we all live in it, and we all have individual responsibilities. Thank you. And I know Senator Hutchinson is here. Your brother, I knew very well. Your brother, and ask him if he remembers this, when he became the director of the CIA, he was a Republican and I'm a Democrat. I was the only congressman that came down from Jersey to see him, because he's a good man. I didn't agree with him on a lot of things, but that's immaterial. That's secondary. That's an appendix in a book. That's a footnote. You can't replace character. God bless you, and thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
No, that's fine. That's great. Yes, you all take a picture right to the side.
What do you want?
If you will take a picture with Gregory. Right. No, let's just. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Congressman. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Yes, he's gonna, will you introduce him to his great school? Wonderful. Thank you so much, Congressman. We appreciate it. Thank you. For our second 2017 STEM champion, we are so pleased to have Congressman Hurd with us today. He's from the great state of Texas, where we also have quite a footprint, housing over 6,000 engineering and manufacturing jobs. But Congressman Hurd's a real technologist with a computer science degree from Texas A&M, something he's really utilized throughout his career, and specifically when he was an undercover CIA operative. So something you can all grab him on his way out and talk to him about. So it's really no surprise that he has such a passion for this. We've seen a lot of work that he's done to continue to drive computer science initiatives, specifically ones that are aimed at middle school. And something he said recently was that it needs to be a top priority. It needs to be the top of the priority list for education. And we need to be creative about how we do it. Congressman, we could not agree more. So thank you and welcome. Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Yeah. Howdy! Sorry, that was a little louder than I expected it to be. Okay, before I tell y'all, I have 5 minutes, so I'm gonna talk really fast because we gotta get to votes. So I wanna learn a little bit more about y'all, okay? So make sure that while they're delivering food, y'all don't bump into them and knock your food over. But if you're in middle school, I want you to stand up and clap and yell. Come on, I wanna hear it. Yeah! Awesome. All right, high school. No high schoolers? There we go. All right. I'm a parent. Come on, parents. There's no parents here? You got to yell. Come on, parents. Show the kids how to do it. I'm a teacher or an administrator. I'm with Samsung. There we go. See, Samsung knows how to do it. That's how you do it. I'm going to win the competition. There we go. Okay, I'm on Snapchat. Okay, so everybody, hold on. We got to do that real quick. Everybody wave. Ready? When I count to 3, everybody yell STEAM. Okay, STEAM. STEAM. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Let me go ahead and post that real quick. I can't talk and type. First off, thank you, Samsung, for this honor. My degree is in computer science. I went to Texas A&M University and had an amazing experience. And when I left, I decided to go into the CIA. So I was the dude in the back alleys at 4 o'clock in the morning collecting intelligence on threats to our homeland. I was the guy recruiting spies and stealing secrets. It was the best job on the planet. I was in places like India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, New York City. And it was great being able to serve my country. And I used that technical degree. In addition to chasing terrorists, I was helping with some technical operations around the world. I left the CIA and became a partner in a consulting firm, and then started a cybersecurity business where we basically broke into banks, stole their money, and show them how we did it. And we always got in, right? But it was a service that we were providing to our companies that helped me realize the threats to our digital infrastructure. And now being in Congress, it's pretty cool seeing what's going on across the United States and America. In my district, I have a thing called the McDonald Observatory. The McDonald Observatory is the 3rd largest telescope in the world. They're looking for exoplanets. Exoplanets are planets outside our solar system where we think there can be life. They're also looking at a thing called dark energy. So when I was y'all's age, we believed that the universe had been expanding and was contracting. What scientists found out a couple years ago, our universe is expanding at an accelerated rate. Why do I tell you all this? Y'all are going to be the ones that help places like McDonald Observatory find that next planet where we're going to be able to go to. Y'all are going to be the ones that are going to be able to build a fighter jet that flies faster and farther. Y'all are going to be the ones that make sure we're able to keep our information safe as we move into the future. And as Bill said, we have to prepare you for jobs that don't exist. The technological change we're going to see in the next 20 years is going to make the last 20 years look insignificant. And it's exciting for me that Samsung puts on these kinds of programs to inspire kids like y'all in order to take that step and to show that interest. Because I'm going to tell you this, it's real easy not to do these things. It's real easy not to care. But being able and learning now to do something meaningful and hard, and you continue to do that through your high school career and in college and once you're out, that's what's going to change this world for the better. So thank you to Samsung for recognizing me, but more importantly, thank you all for this program and inspiring these kids. Now, last group of people, everybody from Texas, stand up and scream. There we go, we got the Texans. I got those Texans. God bless y'all, and God continue to bless the United States of America.
Thank you so much. I'm going to take a picture with Greg. Great, that'd be great.
In the spirit of time, I know that lunch has been served, so I don't have to introduce lunch, which is great. But one of the key things about that you may or may not know is that, as I mentioned in past years, the format of the contest has changed a bit because in March in New York we had a bit of a snowstorm. So we had to postpone the pitch event that was actually supposed to take place in March to yesterday. And so these schools who have flown in or taken a train in from different parts of the country might be a bit tired. They're excited but a little tired because yesterday they had to present their project ideas in front of a live judging panel. And so for those of you who weren't with us today, we put a quick video together to give you just a taste of what we've been doing. Please enjoy the video.
We never thought we'd make it this far.
I've never been out of Nebraska, so now we're here and we're just like, we made it this far. Oh, what if we can make it further?
Thanks to Samsung and programs like these, it gives these kids a chance to step outside of their comfort zone and really apply themselves and learn skills they may not otherwise have had the courage to learn.
Samsung's been part of this event for 7 years, and it's truly inspirational.
I am really excited to present in front of these judges. I was nervous last night, but now we've gone over it a lot, and I know exactly what I'm going to say.
They've really prepared for the pitch. There's a lot of good ideas out there.
They've worked so hard, they've overcome so much, and they have just stood out and been leaders in our school.
I never knew how many people actually needed the help.
This is the hardest job I've ever had as a judge or as a participant in an event because, frankly, all the students are amazing.
I really feel that the kids are a winner just making it to the top 10.
To win would be great, but just the fact that I'm here right now, that's the best thing in the world.
Samsung is making a difference. They're giving us the opportunity to be here, get our message out.
We knew that this was much bigger than us, and we wanted to be able to help.
Having everybody just help in and come together just really made our hearts feel filled.
They care about their communities. They have deep passion about what they're doing. They're really just amazing, all of them.
If you give them a purpose to help others, then they work so hard to do it.
That's what the world needs more of, is somebody to help out and know that there's still people out there that care.
Wonderful. Now it looks like people have some lunch, so we're going to give you a moment to enjoy your lunch and get to know each other a bit, and we'll be back in just a few minutes to complete our program and announce our winners. So enjoy. Thanks all.
Welcome everyone, and thank you all for participating in the Samsung
Welcome to BB Junior High.
My name is Mason Covington.
And my name is Tyler D.
We are students in the Junior High Engineering program.
Last year, 39 children died from being left in hot cars. All of these deaths were preventable. We feel with all of the technology available to us, we can apply some of the technology to save the lives of children.
We started by generating concepts and rough drafts about how we wanted the car alarm system to work.
We visited with an engineer from Evenflow who gave us great advice about keeping the product user-friendly and simple.
This is our code. We downloaded this code to our Arduino board, and we have it connected to a temperature sensor. And this is the degrees in the room right now. So I'm going to put my finger on the sensor, and once this reaches 85 degrees, the red light should go off, saying we hope the future of child car seats includes incorporating this simple technology so we can ensure 0 children die from being left in hot cars.
America's deadliest animal doesn't have big claws, sharp teeth, or venomous fangs. Surprisingly, 150 people die each year due to collisions with deer and other large animals. Our rural mountain community in Arizona is no different.
Our class decided to construct a low-cost detection system which would warn drivers if an animal approaches the road. Although it's not a new idea, the current systems are extremely costly and do not address the widespread need.
Our research led us to Jeff Gagnon. He's a state biologist with the Arizona Game and Fish. He's a pioneer in the field of animal detection and road crossing systems. In a video conference with him, he spoke of his work and advised us on our project.
To organize such a complex effort, we divided our project into sections.
We're the software-hardware team. We have the task to select the components, design prototypes, and code the microcontrollers.
So to start, we have our light sensor here, and during the day it turns off our Arduino, but at night, when the motion sensor is triggered, it sends a signal to our microcontroller, which relays that to the radio. And the radio sends a signal to all the rest of our microcontrollers telling them to strobe the lights in towards the one that was triggered.
We are the design team in charge of 3D computer design.
Our job was to design the circuit board, laser engrave the design, and acid etch the copper.
We also drill and solder together all components.
Our team was given the huge task of fabrication. Original parts were 3D printed and molded with silicone. Additional parts were rapidly made by pouring plastic resin into the molds.
On a field trip, we watched a local machinist cut metal parts we needed with a water jet cutter. He then used his CNC mill to automatically drill and tap each piece.
Plexiglass windows were laser cut and then shaped using an improvised plastic heat bender made of a battery charger, rubber bands, and nichrome wires.
Our final product is weather resistant, easy to install, and costs less than $40. Controlled testing was done with livestock in a pasture near our school. With further development, we believe our animal detection system will not only prevent animal collisions in our community, but across the nation. It will save the lives of people and the precious wildlife.
School can be tough enough, but what if you don't even know if you'll have a safe place to sleep when classes are over? That's the case for at least 143 students who are homeless in the Gulfport School District.
No roof over their head.
No bed to sleep in at night.
No table to sit around to do homework.
There are extreme weather shelters.
There are soup kitchens, and there is a group of students at Gulfport High School who share a passion for helping the homeless.
Organizations allowed them to shower. The hours are between school hours, so a homeless student would have to miss school to take a shower and thing. So we decided that we want the vending machine to be available 24 hours.
For a homeless to have access 24/7 to personal hygiene supplies and bathing facilities, we came up with the idea of repurposing a vending machine to use solar power to dispense the supplies and build onto it to collect rainwater and use solar power to heat their water showers.
We called local companies who use vending machines to see if they had one that was no longer used in their business that could be donated to us for this project.
Located one in our work began.
How we're going to do the solar panel is we'll have the solar panel on top and go to the power source of the vending machine. And what's in the vending machine to give it power is there's an AC DC power converter that will take the power from the wall and put it into the vending machine. And what we'll do is we'll have two Deep Cycle marine batteries inside, and they'll just trickle charge throughout the day. And that way, during the night, when there's no power coming to the solar panel, it'll be able to power the vending machine, and it'll just go through that cycle while we have it out.
Supplies were needed to fill the machine, so we contacted local businesses and school groups to donate.
In true Gulfport fashion, they came through.
We're going to create some sort of special coin or token for us that we can distribute throughout our community and to local school counselors.
The Nourishing Place has agreed to provide the space outside their building to place our repurposed machine.
The secure shower component was not able to be completed by the challenge submission deadline, but it is in the planning stages and will be completed by the end of the school year.
I really hope that this goes on beyond this project to inspire others to do something like this. You know, if a group of high schoolers can, construct something to help others, anybody else can do it.
We are from Gearing High School in Gearing, Nebraska, a small farming community with a population of 8,408 people. Our community was founded on agriculture, and the landscape is painted with many farms and ranches. One of the agricultural problems that our electronics class observed was the overabundant use of herbicides and pesticides on crops. With the growing concern for the local water supply and a healthier community, we set out to try and find a solution on how the farmers could reduce the amount of these chemicals being used. We also wanted to make the idea appealing to farmers by making it a more economical choice.
Our vision is to create a dual drone spraying system that would eliminate the need to blanket spray entire fields to kill weeds that only sporadically spaced throughout the field. Our first drone was a quadcopter equipped with an NDVI camera that would give us thermal image of the field.
Actually, I'll make
Our second drone would have GPS waypoints to specifically target weeds.
It's a nice
The
luncheon.
platform for the
it
drone
was,
where
yeah.
we will
All
set.
right, wonderful. Well, thanks all. Hopefully you've been enjoying your lunch, getting to meet your table mates. So to start, as we pick back up, we have one more congressional honoree that unfortunately was not able to join us, but we are really inspired by his work and wanted to make sure to honor him here today. Our final honoree this year is Chairman Lamar Smith from Texas. In 2003, Chairman Smith took the helm of the House Science, Space, and Technology Committee, and under his leadership, the STEM Education Act of 2015 was passed. This law strengthens STEM education and expands the definition of STEM to include computer science, something our previous guest would have been very excited about. It also supports informal STEM education, so including work that takes place outside of the classroom, so in places like museum and science centers and after-school programs. Time and time again, Chairman Smith has really stressed the importance of STEM education to ensure our kids have the ability to thrive in today's technology-based economy. And obviously that's exactly what we're here talking about today. So we're really pleased to honor Chairman Smith. And while he wasn't able to join us in person, he did share this video with us for today. So please enjoy.
Welcome everyone, and thank you all for participating in the Samsung Solve for Tomorrow competition. And congratulations to the students and teachers from the 10 finalist schools. You are all the future leaders of our country. Your work in STEM fields will help America maintain our competitive edge and preserve our place as the world leader in innovation. As an added bonus, of course, STEM jobs usually pay a higher salary as well. In Congress, we try to encourage more students to go into STEM fields. We need to prepare students for STEM degrees and ensure that young adults have the scientific and mathematic literacy to thrive in a technology-based global economy. Unfortunately, America lags behind many other nations when it comes to STEM education. American students rank 19th in science and 31st in math out of 35 developed countries. We have to change these numbers, and it all starts with you and other students across the country. Work hard and develop your creative ideas on how we can make for a more advanced and prosperous America. Congress can assist in this endeavor as well. You may be surprised to find out that STEM originally did not include computer science in its definition. In the last Congress, the STEM Education Act of 2015 that I introduced was signed into law. This bipartisan bill expands the definition of STEM to now include computer science. The bill also helps encourage students to enter STEM fields. Federal spending on STEM education across various agencies amounts to nearly $3 billion per year. This includes funding for more than 80 programs that include teacher training and 75 programs that provide student scholarships and fellowships. Congress will continue to support policies that promote STEM education and jobs throughout the U.S. The innovations that change and shape the world need to be developed by U.S. STEM students. Please help us remain on the forefront of new technologies and ideas. Keep up the good work, and more importantly, continue to have fun in STEM.
Wonderful. So we're really honored to have been able to celebrate our congressional STEAM champions, but now we are off to the main portion of our show. And so I'd like to welcome Gregory back on stage as we announce the winners for our community choice and then our 3 national finalists.
We are from Gearing High School in Gearing, Nebraska.
The community choice winner. And so this was an online contest that was done prior to coming to Washington, D.C. So, and this was essentially a public vote. So I'm going to ask the school to rise, and so we can just acknowledge it. Maybe we can go take a photo and come back up. Great. So there's no drum roll, right? Okay. So we can mimic a drum roll. The community choice winner from the 2017 Samsung Solve for Tomorrow contest is Snowflake United District from the state of Arizona. Okay, why don't we go to the, okay, we'll just stay there? Okay, they're going to take photos, okay. We don't have time. Okay, thank you, and congratulations. So now we're going to announce the 3 national winners from this year's Samsung Solve for Tomorrow competition. We will ask the school to come up to receive their trophy and to take some photos. So, so it's a no order because we have 3 national winners. There is no ranking. We're just the top 3, just so you know. But I want to reiterate the point once more that I want every school, whether or not you get to come up on stage at this phase of the luncheon, to know that you should be proud of what you've done. You're a great representation for your school, your community, your state, but really the future of STEAM education. So I want you to know that, again, we're so proud of you and that you've done a fantastic job. Okay, a round of applause for everyone. Okay. So we're going to introduce the first school by playing their video.
We are from Gearing High School in Gearing, Nebraska, a small farming community with a population of 8,408 people. Our community was founded on agriculture, and the landscape is painted with many farms and ranches. One of the agricultural problems that our electronics class observed was the overabundant use of herbicides and pesticides on crops. With the growing concern for the local water supply and a healthier community, we set out to try and find a solution on how the farmers could reduce the amount of these chemicals being used. We also wanted to make the idea appealing to farmers by making it a more economical choice.
Our vision is to create a dual drone spraying system that will eliminate the need to blanket spray entire fields to kill weeds that are only sporadically spaced throughout the field. Our first drone was a quadcopter equipped with an NDVI camera that would give us thermal image of the field.
Our second drone would have GPS waypoints to specifically target weeds.
This is the platform for the drone where we will set the drone on top. The drone will attach to the platform. We have to make it even for the drone to pick up and not have the drone sit all unlevel. Controller or no? We as a class had no previous knowledge of how to use or program drones.
Our servo plate had too much back weight on it, so it wasn't able to properly take off.
We had started with a dual can spraying system, but soon realized we need to change our design to a single can system.
That's fully inside the handle.
Through research, trial, and error, we came up with many spraying prototypes until we had a successful spraying drone.
Two mobile apps that we use, one called Data Mapper and the other called DJI Go. Data Mapper is a third-party app that we use to plan out our flight paths specifically over certain areas. And once we recorded the information on the drone, we take it back to our computer.
What we're making here is a grid pattern, so it's like an artificial field. So when we bring our drones out, they'll show an aerial footage of what our grid pattern is, and then when we bring out the second drone, we'll put red X's where the weed would be, and then when we bring the spraying drone out, it'll spray in exact those spots, and since we're on concrete, it'll show if we sprayed or missed. Our goal was to design an agricultural herbicide spraying system that would not just help our local community, but farming communities globally, providing an efficient and cost-effective alternative that would reduce the amount of chemical used on our planet and also reduce the amount of chemicals that seep into our water and food supply. The spraying system could be easily implemented and modified to suit the needs of any farmer. We believe that this project is one step closer to educating and providing a safer and healthier environment for tomorrow.
All right, Gering High School from Nebraska, come on up. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Let's take some quick photos. Photographers can see us. Do you guys want to, wait. Do you guys want to? Sure. Do it really quickly. Would you like to talk? About what? Just what the experience was like.
How do you feel? Well, I was crying, so. We are a very small town, probably not as small as some of you, but for our community, a lot of us, we got a lot of, from the sports teams, they're like, oh, you guys aren't gonna make it, you know, we're a very athletic-based school. So for us to prove to them now that, hey, STEAM is way better than what you guys think it is. And it's a great opportunity, and when we go back, we hope that maybe even our Twin City Scottsbluff will apply next year, and more schools will come up here, and more will just try to implement STEAM, because this is a great opportunity, and it's going to open way more fields than any of us will believe in the future. And especially, I mean, all of us women, I am so happy for all of you, even you guys out there, but all of you that have pushed through, because I'm sure you've faced a lot of troubles just as much as I have, and it is so great to be on the stage with this award, and I've got to work with the best team ever, and it's just amazing. And I thank you, Gregory, for this awesome opportunity to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. And now we'd like to share the video from the second national winner of our competition this year.
Our teacher told us about the Samsung Solve for Tomorrow contest, which asked us about how can we use STEM to solve a community issue.
After looking at school data, we discovered that 78% of our students receive free or reduced lunch.
Kids are come to school because it may be their only meal of the day.
We notice how much food our school cafeteria wastes every day. If we could work with this cafeteria staff, improve their logistics, and use data analysis to be more efficient, we could preserve cafeteria lunch and provide free dinner for students after school.
We decided to design an app to fight student hunger.
We decided to write our code.
It's not as easy as it looks.
We use Scratch to design our code.
We use tons of sprites. And lots of code, like
repeat code, forecast signals,
and receive signals. In the end, we created a working prototype.
You open the app and it automatically pinpoints your location. Click on the user icon and enter your student ID. This cross-references the school attendance database to confirm you attended school and are eligible to reserve a dinner. You then click on the pinpoint to show that location swag bags.
Clicking on reserve, you'll get an instant notification.
Now you just have to mosey on over to the cafeteria and pick up your swag bag after school.
We also have a search bar feature to simplify the searching process.
After the app was completed, we realized that we needed to learn more about nutrition and hunger.
So we contacted Why Hunger.
We went to their headquarters
in New York.
They are helping to feed kids in school, but they're also looking at the deeper problems of hunger and poverty. Why Hunger's thrilled to be working with Lucy.
We realized we needed help from the community.
So we hit the streets
to find restaurants to donate food. And Zhao created a brochure that explained our idea.
And then something amazing happened.
Restaurants wanted to donate whole swag bags directly to the app.
We also added a button that allowed restaurants to directly post their swag bags to the app.
In return, we run data analytics on their food donation, so they can spot daily and yearly trends.
And don't forget, it's all tax deductible.
Now we have the ability to expand our app.
We can now create a network of schools and restaurants. The more restaurants, the more red dots on our app.
In the end, we called the app Mosey with a slightly different spelling. We've gone as far as we can go today.
Will you help us solve for tomorrow?
New York Secondary School for Journalism, come on up.
Thank you for this opportunity, Samsung. We come from a school that, oh gosh, I'm kind of speechless, I'm sorry. This is so overwhelming. But we come from a school that, as said before, we are hopefuls, but we're hopeful neglected, and we don't really get the right resources that are allocated to us. So being in this position and being able to create this app was a wonderful way to give back to our community and a wonderful way to give back to our school, because we are a part of that community. We are a part of that 78%, and we are so, like, I can't even say anything. You say something.
Well, we also wanted to say that this is a great opportunity, and we're definitely taking advantage of it. And I know that as seniors, it's going to be great to leave behind this legacy and just be able to provide for this future generation of. Oh yeah, thank you. Of course. Yeah, thanks to our teacher. And we also wanted to say that we're not going to stop here. We're going to think about the 75% of New York City who do receive free to reduced price lunch. It's always been about those people. It's been about us. So thank you so much for this opportunity. And thank you. Thank you so much.
Last but certainly not least, the final national winner from this year's competition. Let's go to the video.
America's deadliest animal doesn't have big claws, sharp teeth, or venomous fangs. Surprisingly, 150 people die each year due to collisions with deer and other large animals. Our rural mountain community in Arizona is no different.
Our class decided to construct a low-cost detection system which would warn drivers if an animal approaches the road. Although it's not a new idea, the current systems are extremely costly and do not address the widespread need.
Our research led us to Jeff Gagnon. He's a state biologist with the Arizona Game and Fish. He's a pioneer in the field of animal detection and road crossing systems. In a video conference with him, he spoke of his work and advised us on our project.
To organize such a complex effort, we divided our project into sections.
We're the software-hardware team. We have the task to select the components, design prototypes, and code the microcontrollers.
So to start, we have our light sensor here, and during the day it turns off the Arduino, but at night, when the motion sensor is triggered, it sends a signal to our microcontroller, which relays that to the radio. And the radio sends a signal to all the rest of our microcontrollers telling them to strobe the lights in towards the one that was triggered.
We are the design team in charge of 3D computer design.
Our job was to design the circuit board, laser engrave the design, and acid etch the copper. We also drill and solder together all components.
Our team was given the huge task of fabrication. Original parts were 3D printed and molded with silicone. Additional parts were rapidly made by pouring plastic resin into the molds.
On a field trip, we watched a local machinist cut metal parts we needed with a water jet cutter. He then used his CNC mill to automatically drill and tap each piece.
Plexiglass windows were laser cut and then shaped using an improvised plastic heat bender made of a battery charger, rubber bands, and nichrome wires.
Our final product is weather resistant, easy to install, and costs less than $40. Controlled testing was done with livestock in a pasture near our school. With further development, we believe our animal detection system will not only prevent animal collisions in our community, but across the nation. It will save the lives of people and the precious wildlife.
Okay. Let's have the students from Snowflake Unified School District come on up. Any few words?
I'm just really glad to be here. This is amazing. Thank you, Samsung. A lot of hard work was put into this, and we're very happy to be here. This has been an amazing trip. I don't know, I'm speechless right now, man.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. So I'll just stand down.
Wonderful. Thank you and congratulations, and truly congratulations to each and every one of you. It's been a remarkable couple days, and watching the whole competition all the way through, we've seen some incredible ideas. I'm personally thankful that I have a job and I'm not competing with you all right now, so that's awesome. I'm not excited about all of you graduating and coming into this workforce, other than it's going to be awesome, it's going to be great, but it's going to be a lot of competition because this is amazing. And we really want to thank all of our partners that are here today. We hope that it really helps explain what this process is, what our belief and our vision is around citizenship. And like I said before, it's a real hands-on approach. We want to be there to really support and inspire, and we think we've done that with this.
So thank you everyone again for coming from different parts of the country and taking the time out of your schedules to be with us. And one last note, you can compete again next year. I know the rules quite well, and you can enter again. So we hope that you continue to stay part of this family that is the Samsung Solve for Tomorrow contest, but really go back and be advocates for all things STEAM. Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you.